So here are a few FAQs about assessment. So if you look here, you will notice we have a picture of a road and we have a picture of a road that's not easy to travel that smoothly. So one with potholes in it. So I like to think about standards as being that road that a student's traveling down. So it's the learning goals expected of a learner by the end of a given grade or grade range or area of study. So imagine this being, again, we'll go back to the example I used earlier, your third grade math standards. By the time that year is over, that is the road students have traveled down. They may have wavered left and right. They may have gone slower in some portions and faster in others, but by the end of the year, we want them to be relatively proficient at every one of those standards from within their grade level. So we want them to reach the end of the road, regardless of their pace or the exact path they took to get there. We want them to reach the end of that road. For some students, though, they have skills that they may be missing. So I think about the skills as the foundation under the road. So those are the abilities needed to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. So those are the skills needed really to go ahead and access the standards that are on that road. So if that's the foundation under the road, when you're missing enough of those skills or a student's missing enough of those holes, it really does create sort of these potholes in the road for a student, and they aren't able to successfully navigate. So interim assessments are really meant to see each student and are all students moving along that road effectively. Universal screening is meant to identify who really needs something more because there's some skills that underpin those standards that they're missing. And so I think about this as interim assessments, and this is really more about universal screening and identifying where those holes might lie for a student. So measuring standards of skills, and this has appeared on the last few slides, which you may or may not have noticed. So the blue here, the assessments that are for all students happening in Tier 1 instruction are all about measuring standards. That is the job of Tier 1 instruction. It's to make sure students are successfully navigating and becoming proficient in their standards for their grade level or their content area. This other part of the system that we sometimes call the additional MTSS assessments, those are meant to really identify the skills that might be missing for a student underneath their grade level standards road. So I think distinguishing this in a school district really helps clear a lot up for people, and it stops people from saying we're over testing. Why are we giving a MAP test and we're giving an interim test? Or why are we giving fast bridge progress monitoring when we're already doing short cycle formative assessments? So this graphic, I think, helps squelch the argument that we are assessing too much, which isn't to say that some districts are assessing too much. Some may be, but you want to make sure that each of these purposes is covered in the school district.